question of the day. Okay, this is a serious question. I'm not joking around at all. I genuinely think, and I really think that the president may have early onset dementia. This is not one of the reasons I think he has dementia, but it's just funny.
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation, the beginnings of that investigation. You look at the origin of the investigation. The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges, how it started.
Okay, now that is funny. Dementia notwithstanding, it's not because of the lobe or the cerebral cortex. It's just it's always been known for gaffes, right? But I think there's a little bit more, by the way, than gaffes. Barack Obama said 57 states, or George W. Bush would say
it's
nuclear.
Like that.
President Donald Trump would make up stories about times that never happened with people he's never met in places that don't even exist. And it used to be just a guy with no accountability who didn't think that anyone was going to fact check him at all. But I don't see that anymore. I really don't think that he's in on the joke. So a couple things. Here's I think we have 7 examples.
Oh, yeah.
And there are more, but I wanted to pick
the
top 7. The 7th example where I think he might actually have some dementia is he starts you can see him stopping and stuttering and stopping.
In China, we also announced $250 billion worth in trade investment deals that will create jobs in the United States.
We don't know. And then he just stops. And then after some more context, it makes it even worse.
President Trump is now on day 5 of insisting Alabama was in the path of Hurricane Dorian.
And that map that you showed us today looked like it almost had like a Sharpie.
I don't know.
This is an example right there of someone who doesn't have any self-awareness. Thought he was going to waltz through this.
Yeah.
And so like JFK with the jaundice and all the painkillers and all the affairs and the venereal diseases, he just thought no one's ever going to know because everyone loves me.
He doesn't know that the internet exists.
Right, so. Exactly. He does not know that the internet exists and that this will exist in perpetuity, and he just doesn't realize that people are going to be fact-checking him, and that's really been his Achilles heel here, is just that people can say, rewind. And that's the end of his campaign.
It's that easy.
And we have some that get even more egregious, but we're laughing because these are funny. They're funny when you take them out of context and it's just the clips. But when you add them up, and having dealt with family members who had Alzheimer's or dementia, I really see some of the signs. People feeling like they kind of forget where they are, getting a little bit flustered, not being able to find their words. It's beyond just fatigue. Let's go to example number 5 where he said that this is one too with
I watched when the World Trade Center came tumbling down. And I watched in Jersey City, New Jersey, where thousands and thousands of people were cheering as that building was coming down. Thousands of people were cheering. So something's going on. We got to find out what it is.
People are going, well, hold on a second, wait a second. Did you say that? Oh, that's a lie. Either you're crazy or that's a lie. And like I said, it's because if you don't laugh, you'll cry. Which I think he did against professional 16-ounce beverage banner-in-chief Bloomberg. Watch.
You've listed your net worth as about $10 billion. Forbes says, we just checked, at $36.5 billion for Michael Bloomberg.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
You don't think he's worth 30?
No, it's a technology company. I mean, if somebody came in, frankly, and comes up with a better machine than him, people stop using.
So what do you think
machines.
he's worth?
I don't even know why. I have no idea. I don't even know why other companies haven't come up with a better machine. I mean, why? I mean, it's so simple. They come up. It's such a competitive world. But for some reason, they haven't come up with a machine. I don't know. Maybe because he was the mayor of New York. I don't know. But they haven't come up, and it's so easy to do, you would think. So I think it's very fragile. I like real estate better.
Here's another. Oh, this is one that I loved that a lot of people didn't catch. Not so much indicative of dementia, just he's kind of a dick.
But we're closely following the terrible events unfolding in Charlottesville, Virginia. We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides. On many sides.
Psych! Let me be clear, too. I don't want to play by a double standard. I don't think the president is racist. I really don't. I think that's kind of just a little bit tone deaf, like a somewhat ignorant aunt who might not be super familiar with black people, confuse them because she thinks they all look alike, that kind of thing. It doesn't mean that this person is racist. I just think that it is piss your pants funny. And here's another one that's I don't know if it's just a word whisker with President, because he doesn't correct himself. Do you notice that? This one, I don't know. He never corrected it, so I don't know if he believes it, if he was poorly equipped, or again, when you add this up cumulatively, just like cumulative concussive syndrome, maybe he has some dementia going on where he talks about.
I guess everybody makes.
I was going to say, you said at one point.
It's one person coming in from China, and we have it under control. It's going to be just fine.
When you have 15 people, and the 15 within a couple of days is going to be down to close to zero, that's a pretty good job we've done.
I think we're going to be very good with the coronavirus. I think that at some point that's going to sort of just disappear, I hope. I'll be right eventually. I will be right eventually. I said it's going to disappear. I'll say it again.
But
it's going to disappear.
Does that discredit
and I'll
you?
be right. I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so. You know why it doesn't discredit? Because I've been right probably more than anybody else.
Just stop while you're not ahead. It's 150. The Walking Dead doesn't see those kind of mortality rates. I don't know. Has he corrected it since? I haven't seen him correct it at any
I have
point.
not seen it. Bernie's like, oh, he's wrong.
All right. That's all. It was a remark. This was the biggest disaster. And this is one to me that is not only what he says, but I think we have the clip extended right so you can hear it kind of feather out toward the end, which is the quote, the soundbite is funny, right? Makes no sense. But then he almost seems as though he like drank a bucket of salt water. And that's what makes me think he actually has some kind of neurodegenerative disease, damage. I don't know. I would like to know the story.
I said to the doctor, it was Dr. Ronnie Jackson, I said, is there some kind of a test, an acuity test? And he said there actually is, and he named it, whatever it might be. And it was 30 or 35 questions. The first questions are very easy. The last questions are much more difficult. Like a memory question, it's like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV. So they say, could you repeat that? So I said, yeah. So it's person, woman, man, camera, TV. Okay, that's very good. If you get it in order, you get extra points. Okay, now he's asking you other questions, and then 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes later, they say, remember the first question? Not the first, but the 10th question? Give us that again. Can you do that again? And you go person, woman, man, camera, TV. If you get it in order, you get extra points. They said nobody gets it in order. It's actually not that easy, but for me it was easy. And that's not an easy question. In other words, they ask it to you, they give you 5 names and you have to repeat them, and that's okay. If you repeat them out of order, it's okay, but it's not as good. But then when you go back about 20, 25 minutes later and they say, go back to that question, they don't tell you this, go back to that question and repeat them. Can you do it? And you go, person, woman, man, camera, TV. They say, that's amazing. How did you do that? I do it because I have like a good memory, because I'm cognitively there.
What the f***?
What was that sound?
What do you
Give me a look.
What was that thing was it salvia that Miley Cyrus and those people were doing back in the day?
Yeah,
where they just like make no sense for 45 seconds. Is that what happened? It is remarkable to me, and here's what I will say. I know it's kind of fun right now to watch the sort of civil war and the crossfire and step back, but I also think that it's cruel. I think that it's cruel for people surrounding the president right now to not bring to his attention that there might be some things seriously wrong with him. I'm not a medical professional. This is not me spreading some kind of a conspiracy theory, okay? I'm not saying that I can confirm this, but if I have, right now, my family is held above a piranha dunk tank, and certain death will await them if I have to place this bet. Gun to my head. Again, not a qualified medical professional, but I'm pretty sure Donald Trump has dementia.